What are Sampuku eyes? Sampuku is a term used to refer to a particular appearance of a person's eyes. Specifically, if the white of a person's eyes are visible either below or above the colored portion or iris, that person is said to have Sampuku eyes. This condition can either affect one or both eyes, although there is no definitive proof. It is believed by some that a person with this type of eye appearance is suffering from some sort of a physical or mental imbalance that will affect his or her behavior. References to Sampuku eyes are most often found in relation to Oriental or homeopathic medicine. The word comes from the Japanese term Sampukugan, which literally means three whites. Generally, the irises of a person's eyes are situated at the center, with the top and bottom touching the upper and lower eyelids, respectively. For most people, the sclera is visible on either side of the iris, but it is not visible on either the top or the bottom. If the sclera is visible on the sides and either the top or bottom of the eyes, the person is said to have three whites showing. If the iris floats upward to reveal white at the bottom of a person's eyes, the condition is sometimes called yin sampuku. In less common instances, the iris sinks to the bottom of the eye, revealing the sclera at the top. This condition is referred to as yang sampuku. Many practitioners of alternative medicine believe that a person who demonstrates yin sampuku eyes has a physical or mental illness causing the mind, body, and spirit to be out of balance. This belief is supported by the fact that many people who are gravely ill or suffering from substance abuse, depression, or other mental illness have the whites of their eyes showing below the irises to varying degrees. There is also some medical evidence to support this theory. In particular, when a person is under excessive stress, under the influence of drugs or alcohol, or suffering extreme exhaustion, the optic nerve often contracts, pulling the iris of the eye upward, thus revealing the white beneath. In the rarer case of yang sampuku eyes, many practitioners of Oriental and homeopathic medicine believe that the condition is indicative of erratic and violent propensities. An individual with this condition is thought to have a serious emotional and mental imbalance that could cause him or her to have severe mood swings and angry outbursts and demonstrate aggressive or dangerous behavior. The individual who is most often referred to in support of this theory is the convicted serial killer Charles Manson, who has very prominent yang sampuku. On the other hand, some individuals maintain that certain images of well-known politician Hillary Clinton show that she has eyes that fit this category. Yet she does not fit the profile normally associated with the condition. The condition of yin sampuku eyes is not as uncommon as a person might imagine. Some even consider the effect to be enchanting or intriguing. In fact, there are quite a few celebrities who share those characteristics. Yet there is no clear indication that they suffer from any physical or mental ailments. For instance, the actors Robert Pattinson, Morgan Freeman, and Sylvester Stallone have yin sampuku eyes, as does singer-songwriter Paul McCartney. Similarly, John F. Kennedy, Benjamin Franklin, and Abraham Lincoln shared the characteristic as well. What are Sampuku eyes? Sampuku eyes may not be a term you've ever heard of before. This unique descriptor originated in Japan, where there is a myth that if you can see three whites or three sections of the white sclera of each eye either above or below the iris, then that person may have a mental illness or some type of mental imbalance that affects their body and mind. Are Sampuku eyes real? Yes, but they may not mean what you think. Before you pull out your mirror to see if you have Sampuku eyes, read through the information below to determine exactly how they look, how they differ from normal eyes, and whether there is any credence to theories that Sampuku eyes can actually affect your mental state or behavior. Sampuku eyes vs normal eyes. There is so much variation within what could be called normal eyes. People may have small eyes, large eyes, almond-shaped eyes, hooded lids, or epicanthic folds that change the shape and appearance of their eyes. In non-Sampuku eyes, the eye's white part is visible only on the left and right of the iris. If you have Sampuku eyes, you may notice that you can see the entire iris or the colored part of your eye either on the top or on the bottom. Widening your eyes so that the iris is fully visible does not count. Anyone can do this, and it does not mean that you have Sampuku eyes. It's only when the sclera is visible in 3 places that you can say you have Sampuku eyes. Yin and Yang Sampuku eyes. Yin and Yang are terms that are often meant to represent two opposite sides of the same concept, item, or binary. When this term is used to designate types of Sampuku eyes, it refers to where the 3 whites are visible. A person has Yin Sampuku eyes when the sclera is visible in 3 places at the top of the eye, and he or she has Yang Sampuku eyes when the white is visible at the bottom. Practitioners of various types of East Asian traditional medicine may tell you that the presence of Yin Sampuku eyes indicates that the person has a mental issue or illness that has thrown the body out of balance. Yang Sampuku eyes are rarer than Yin Sampuku eyes, and they typically indicate to traditional medicine practitioners that this individual could be dangerous and may behave erratically. According to many types of traditional medicine, mental and physical illnesses are 2 sides of the same coin, and you can't fix one without fixing the other. Celebrities with Sampuku eyes. The renewed popularity of the Sampuku eyes theory could be the reason why everyone is looking at their favorite celebrity's eyes. If you're curious as to whether your favorite celebrity has Sampuku eyes, or if you and your friends do, consider the following examples as a metric. Charles Manson, an infamous convicted serial killer, had Yang Sampuku eyes. John F. Kennedy, the 35th American president, had Yin Sampuku eyes. Interestingly, he is also said to have Addison's disease as well as hypothyroidism, which can affect the appearance of the eyes. Marilyn Monroe had Yin Sampuku eyes. She struggled with mental illness throughout her life. Billie Eilish has Yin Sampuku eyes. She has been outspoken about her history of depression and mental illness. While these celebrities may not convince you that the Sampuku eyes theory is valid, it's interesting to note that many celebrities with Sampuku eyes, both now and in the past, have struggled with their mental health. Could this mean that Sampuku eyes are actually an indicator of a person's mental imbalance? Is there medical evidence to support the Sampuku eyes theory? Despite strong supporters of the Sampuku eyes theory on the internet, there is no conclusive scientific evidence that suggests that the Sampuku eyes theory can predict a person's behavior or serve as an indicator for mental illness. This simply isn't a topic that Western researchers have put much effort into studying yet. There may be a link between individuals who have substance abuse and Sampuku eyes. In those who abuse drugs and alcohol, the optic nerve sometimes contracts and pulls the iris to the top of the eye. This may look like in Sampuku eyes. Could traditional medicine practitioners be onto something here? Maybe. Until we know more, you may find it fun to inspect the sclera of your friends and family to determine whether they have Sampuku eyes.